Gaurav Sawant and Munish Pandey continue to be with us. Gaurav, I want to bring you in here because you reported 2611, then you've reported how the whole case and the progress has been over this. With this man, Tahawwur Rana, do you think it's also about a global approach, like Lieutenant General Kulkarni was saying, to find shelter in Canada, to be able to reach out to USA and say that they'll torture me, don't send me, but USA standing by India? This also reflects India's position today.
You're absolutely right. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government had very emphatically taken this over with the United States of America from 2019 onwards. So, whether it was the first Trump administration, through the Biden administration, and now once again with President Donald Trump. You'd recall when Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently visited the United States of America, he had mentioned this specifically, and Donald Trump went on record to say that Tahawwur Rana is a very bad man, he's an evil, evil terrorist, and he'll be handed over to India. So that indicates with what seriousness India pursued this. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, they have pursued, India's war on terror relentlessly. You've seen, while initially, he engaged with Pakistan, engaged with the then Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, invited him to India for his swearing-in, dropped in unannounced at Lahore. But when Pathankot happened, followed by Uri and Pulwama, that's when surgical strikes and Balakot airstrikes have taken place, which sent out a very clear message. You'll even send fighter jets into enemy territory to bomb the furthermost part of Pakistan to punish terrorism. And if you notice, every year, every other year, there would be terror attacks in our country, whether it would be in Delhi or Mumbai, Zaveri Bazaar, 2611, German Bakery, IISc Bangalore, Jaipur blast, Ahmedabad blast. Every other year there'd be a terror attack post Balakot, except for J&K. Thank God there hasn't been a single terror attack beyond J&K in our country since 2019. Plus, you have to punish terrorists. So whoever is a Namalum Afraad or the unknown gunmen who are killing terrorists in Pakistan, or those who've supported terrorism, to bringing people like Tahawwur Rana to justice, there's a long road to keeping your country and your countrymen safe. That's a policy that India follows, because do keep in mind, 2005 onwards, David Coleman Headley and Tahawwur Rana were aware of the 2611-like terror attack plot. 2005, they were fellow cadets in Hassan Abdal Military Academy. He was always in touch with a certain Major Iqbal in Pakistan. So who is this Major Iqbal? You see, nobody has been punished in Pakistan, not Hafiz Saeed, not ISI, not the state actors for 2611 Mumbai terror attacks. It's only those 10 terrorists who came, and they are the lowest rung of the terror ladder. So only the branches and leaves of the terror tree have been pruned. India is now trying to go after the roots of terror in Pakistan.
Just remember that this must have taken a lot of negotiations, lot of back and forth talks from India and with regard to USA, at least unlike Canada. Remember, USA has taken cognizance of it. Gaurav, before I go across to Munish, I do have one more question just for the benefit of our viewer watching right now, especially, let's say, the younger audience. The role of Tahawwur Rana, many would say he didn't fire the shots. You tell us and remind us why Tahawwur Rana's role in many ways is much worse in the manner in which 2611 massacre, I keep calling it, was orchestrated.
Pooja, you're absolutely right. 2611 was a massacre which all of us had reported from ground zero in Mumbai. It is evil. Tahawwur Rana, you see, it's not just a terrorist like Kasab who pulls the trigger. The man who plots a terror attack is equally guilty. And these are radical Islamist terrorists. Tahawwur Rana and David Coleman Headley, sitting in Canada and United States of America, were plotting every move. They were the chief planners and executors of those plans. You see, Tahawwur Rana had a Canadian passport. David Coleman Headley had an American passport. They were rich people living in big houses, big bungalows in Chicago, in the United States of America. They used to come to India repeatedly, stay in luxury five-star hotels. They would go to the Taj Hotel, the CST, various other points, Marine Drive, Ville Parle. They've carried out reconnaissance not just in Mumbai but also in Pune outside National Defence Academy, in Delhi outside National Defence College, to target vital assets and vital points in India. And then including with GPS systems in their hand, then they would go back and pass on all that information to Pakistan's ISI and to Hafiz Muhammad Saeed. David Coleman Headley repeatedly traveled to Pakistan. He's met Ilyas Kashmiri. He's met Hafiz Saeed. He's met a certain Major Iqbal of Pakistan's ISI. Tahawwur Rana was in touch with Major Iqbal of ISI. And these people would then plan when to target India, how to target India. Even after 26/11, they did not stop. They returned to India to carry out more reconnaissance missions because they wanted to continue targeting India. This is the level of evil that India is dealing with in Pakistan. And then he has the gall to say that I will not be extradited. I do not want to be extradited to India because I'm of Pakistani origin and I'm a Muslim and I'll be persecuted in India. So these are the kinds of people. They carried out that terror attack. They wanted to return to carry out more terror attacks. Pooja, what's extremely significant? Who were the local people they were regularly in touch with? That has never been unraveled. Who are Lashkar-e-Taiba sleeper cells or overground workers in India? That's that big question that needs to be unraveled now, and that is why this investigation is very important and now will enter a crucial stage, even if it is after 17
like you're
years.
mentioning, Gaurav, I can't help but think, remember Ajmal Kasab was this young teenager, uneducated, poor, but these radicals were Pakistani doctors, educated, and yet so highly radicalized that they were wanting to kill innocent people, women, men, children, who had absolutely no role in the sort of India-Pakistan war. That's the kind of evil mind Tahawwur Rana and his team had. Gaurav, I request you to stay on. I'm also joined by Munish Pandey. Munish, tell us how India constantly reached out to American authorities, ensured that Tahawwur Rana would be brought back. Because when Donald Trump makes that announcement and says that we are going to send him back, that clearly in many ways a diplomatic achievement.
Absolutely, Pooja, because remember, extradition may be a judicial process, but in any case, extradition cannot happen till the time there is a good diplomatic relationship with that country. And it is a testimony that, India not only pressurized the U.S. authorities through the evidence which they gathered during the investigation against Tahawwur Rana, but also it is a win for the government, that is Modi government, that they use the diplomatic channels to ensure that Tahawwur Rana is sent back to India. There is no doubt about it. As far as, the Indian authorities are concerned, they were trying to put as much evidence as they can before the U.S. court so that there is one clarity. That is, Tahawwur Rana is a terrorist. He was not only a participant in 26/11 attack, but also he was one of the key conspirators and mastermind. Now, as far as the evidence are concerned, the Indian authorities, especially the Mumbai police and the NIA, they submitted evidence that Tahawwur Rana is a person who stayed in Taj Hotel for more than 5 days just to recce that particular hotel. And remember, Pooja, we all have seen that picture when the Taj Palace or the Taj Hotel in Mumbai was under attack by the Pakistani terrorists. Now, not only that, Tahawwur Rana is a person who was also responsible for providing the ground support, which means that the GPS-enabled satellite, hand grenades, the other, ground support, all those support were given by Tahawwur Rana, and Indian authorities, Indian agencies were able to prove this with evidence before the U.S. court, and that is why, Tahawwur Rana tried every effort to ensure that he is not extradited to India. In a recent application against extradition, when told that I am a Muslim, so I should not be sent to India because I'll be tortured in the prison of India. But, the U.S. authorities were overwhelmed by the evidence which was submitted by the NIA and the Indian authorities, by the Indian government. And finally, even the Supreme Court agreed that this is a person who was not only involved in 26/11 attack, but he is a key conspirator and he should be sent back to India. Why this is important? Because 26/11 attack happened, almost 16 years back. But Tahawwur Rana's extradition and now his trial will ensure the role of Pakistan, the role of ISI, how Pakistan provided the ground support and terrorists which were given.
Very important point Munisha making. This isn't about Tahawwur Rana. This is about a larger issue of exposing Pakistan like we did with Kasab, and now time to remind the world with regard to Tahawwur Rana as well.